Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? And welcome to another edition of Titans of Truth. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we have a very special episode tonight. And I'm gonna get to the breaking news that is a huge Titans issue as in regards to the NFL draft. They named the next city to host the NFL draft, which I'm going to get to in just a second, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you know, but we're going to talk about the excitement of that decision. Also, we're going to talk about Titan OTAs that has been started this week with some of the practices going on and some things that we've heard as far as from Marcus Mariota, from Mike Vrabel, about some of the things that are going on with this team as they really start to get prepared for the 2018 NFL season. But before we get to the big news, there was two other things that were decided at the owners' meetings in Atlanta today. First off, they awarded Super Bowls for I believe it's Super Bowl 57 and 58, which will be going to Arizona, Phoenix, Glendale, Arizona, and Super Bowl 58 will be going to New Orleans coming. So that was the big decision as far as the Super Bowls coming up, as well as the new rule as far as the anthem is concerned. And I just want to go ahead nip this particular issue in the bud, because I know a lot of y'all are probably tired of hearing about it, and a lot of y'all are probably hearing about this being talked about. But the rule was passed that if for any team personnel, if you are on the field at the time of the national anthem, you must stand for the national anthem. If you publicly protest the anthem, teams could be fined. Players could be fined. Excuse me. And also, a 15-yard penalty could be assessed to the team, in which I would think it'll be on the kickoff, most likely. Now, I was talking to my wife about this, and she did actually ask the question, well, what happens if somebody on both teams decide to kneel or protest on the field during the national anthem? And you would think normally if there's a penalty on both teams, the penalty's offset. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. They never really actually mentioned what would happen if a player or players on both teams do that at the same time. Do both teams get assessed a 15-yard penalty? Is it assessed on each team's opening offensive drive? Or is it assessed on a kickoff? Maybe assessed on each team's kickoff. So I don't know exactly what that would mean for that. That was an excellent question that my wife did bring up. But the other option, of course, is if you don't want to get fined or anything, but you don't want to come out for the anthem, you do have the option of staying in the locker room and then coming out after the anthem has been sung. So it's either you stand for the national anthem or you stay in the locker room until the anthem is over. That is basically the rule that Roger Goodell and the owners passed today. And I know a lot of people have their issues with the national anthem and everything with that. I mean, I know there's a lot of problems, and I know a lot of people think that, well, you giving them the choice to stay in the locker room, it's not really fixing the issue. No, it's not completely fixing the issue. That this whole social injustice and everything about the anthem needs to be talked about, but at least you're giving players an option to say, you know what, I'm not going out for the national anthem. I'm just going to stay back here until it's done. Then I'm going to come out and we're going to play some football. And, somebody mentioned it, the players in the back, they could be, they could be praying. They could be, in the back praying, to God, hey, for a good game, praying for their families or praying for their friends if something's going on, of an issue or anything like that. So you don't know what they might be doing in the locker room if they decide to stay back there. But again, that's a play. At least the players get to have a choice a bit. Now that does not solve the entire problem. There is still a big problem going on in this country with social injustice and everything. And I know I've had someone come up to me, saying, well, why do I still support organizations that, oppress or anything like that? And this is the way I would answer it, and this is just my personal view. This is my thought. We're not going to get into a whole long political discussion. We ain't got time for all that. But my thing is this. I am supporting the Tennessee Titans for 3 reasons. A, I support the Titans. I love my team. Number 2, I'm a fan of the game. I love the game. Do I think everything that Roger Goodell does is right? Absolutely not. I think Roger Goodell at times can be a douchebag sometimes. But, it's not really about him for me. I'm about the game. I'm here to watch a football game and watch 2 teams go at it and see the best team win. It is not about me giving money to the NFL or anything like that. I am about the game. And number 3, and this is the most important reason, maybe why I even go to games or even why, I spend money on season tickets. As most of you probably know or don't know, I am an aspiring broadcaster. This is my dream career, being in broadcasting, being able to do this for real, either with the Titans or on the radio or on TV. This is my dream. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is either talk about the Titans or talk sports, period, because I love sports. And I feel like this is the main way that I can get into the media, is to create my opportunity like this. I go to games, I see action, I get to talk. I may be able to get to talk to players and other people. That way I have something to report to you, so that I'm able to give out information to you about what's going on with the Tennessee Titans, or maybe even some things that are going on around the NFL and maybe even other sports too. So I can report that back to you. That is why I do what I do and why I'm at games and things like that. It may look like that I'm giving money to the NFL, whatever. I love the game, and I'm trying to break into the media world. That is my goal. That is my main focus. And that's really all I got to say about that. I understand there's a whole lot of other things going on. There's a lot of other things going on that are bigger than football. And again, we're not going to get into all that right now. We're going to stick to talking about right now the Tennessee Titans. And that's that on that. But the big breaking news, what everybody's been talking about, what I am absolutely overjoyed about, is the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, you better get ready for April of next year. The 2019 NFL Draft will be hitting the Music City. That's right, y'all. Nashville will be hosting the 2019 NFL Draft next year, April 25th through the 27th. It will be here. And one word to describe what this draft is going to be is in one word: party. And that is exactly what I think is going to be brought to the table here. So, first of all, I think this is an absolutely monumental moment for the city of Nashville, for the Tennessee Titans, and also to Butch Spiriton of the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation, and also to the Nashville Sports Council as well, being able to make the right pitch to get this draft here to Nashville. And so they've been working on this for years. They've been working on this for more than 3 to 5 years, I want to say, trying to get the draft to Nashville. Even when they were not taking applications at the time, they still wanted to pitch getting the draft here at some point. And it worked. And it worked. They, of course, were using the success of the Predators, the CMA Fest. We've held big events in this city before, so they know we can handle it. And the icing on the cake that everybody is saying that definitely did the job was the Titans unveiling of the new uniforms. I was there. I have to thank God I was blessed to be there. Actually, that day, I was actually for my fraternity, for Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, I was actually supposed to be in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma that night. Me and one of my frat brothers was actually going to be driving on the road heading there. We had something come up where we ended up having to take the bus with the rest of our crew. So we came back to Nashville, and I was able to actually go to the unveiling myself. And like Amy Adams Strunk mentioned, there were well over 20,000 people on the streets of Broadway during that unveiling. Florida Georgia Line was out there, and everything just went very well. And NFL representatives were there, and they're saying that was one of the big reasons why why Nashville got the NFL draft, was because of that particular event. And I say bravo to all of Nashville for that. We made it happen. We got the draft here. And now it is our job to make sure it is the biggest event of 2019. And that way, they see the world on the map. We build maybe a new stadium or something like that. The next thing is the Super Bowl. So we could be bringing a lot bigger things here to Nashville. So that is the big news. Congratulations out to our owner, Amy Adams Strunk, to our CEO, Steve Underwood, also to, again, Butch Spearden of the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation, and also to the Nashville Sports Council for pulling this off. This is a huge win for the city of Nashville. And they're talking about the fact, with the numbers tabulated, that Dallas brought in well over 400,000 people to the draft next year. We're going to have to top that number. And reports were out from Butch Spearden, I believe he was on some radio shows earlier today, that they're estimated that they're right now about 29,000 hotel rooms ready to go now, and that by next year it will be over 31,000 rooms in time for the draft next year. And I'm pretty sure some of those hotels, they're being booked right now for next year. I'm probably going to book one myself to be closer to the action so that I can bring you the best action instead of being in some traffic. So that might be something that I might end up doing. But right now, hotels are probably being booked as we speak for the NFL draft. So it's going to be interesting to see. Probably within the next few weeks, we're going to probably be hearing hotels are already sold out for that event. So we're going to find that out. And so that could end up being a very big weekend. Also, the report was out. I listened to Jared and the GM on 102.5 The Game earlier. The rock and roll the rock and roll marathon, the big marathon that usually happens. The music, I believe that's the rock and roll or the Music City Marathon and the half marathon. That happens that weekend as well. And according to the people over the marathon, they're not changing a thing. That Saturday the 27th, the marathon will happen as well. And that's going to be during day 3 of the draft. So that's going to be a huge weekend. That's going to bring even more people in to happen. And who knows? The Predators may be playing hockey around that time. So that could be an absolutely astronomically cool weekend in Nashville. So get ready for the biggest party Nashville has ever seen. And there are already some promotional videos out with the Kings of Leon, with Taylor Lewan, Tim McGraw, with Eddie George talking about the draft coming here. Amy Adams Strunk just seemed elated. She was on NFL Network earlier today talking about the draft, being in Nashville. She got to talk to the press in Atlanta today, and I believe Steve Underwood also talked on the radio and to press today. So today was an absolutely phenomenal day for the city of Nashville, and I cannot wait to be there for the NFL draft. And I can guarantee you this, ladies and gentlemen, Titans in Truth is going to have a big presence at the NFL draft. I will be doing everything in my power to make sure we have some live shows. There are going to be some live Facebook feeds, some live Instagram feeds. I may even try to do some live Twitter feeds. So believe me when I tell you, you're going to get as much coverage as I can give you from the NFL draft next year. I guarantee it. I'm going to be there. And if this thing gets bigger, I'm going to try to see if I can have some guests to interview on there. Hopefully, my goal is to maybe get people like Jim Wyatt or Ian Rappaport, Cameron Wolf, maybe get Mike Keith, some people to actually sit with me and let's talk about the draft and talk about the fact that it is in Nashville. So that's my goal. I can't guarantee that's what's going to happen, but I guarantee you I'm going to do everything in my power to give you the best coverage that I possibly can from the NFL draft. So be looking out for that coming next year, and some big things that are going to be coming down the turnpike for Titans in Truth. But that's definitely something that I want to talk about. It's going to be a big party. I can't stop talking about it. It's going to be great. We're going to be having draft prospects here who are going to get picked. We're going to have their families here. Fans from all over the world are going to be convening on Nashville. And so they're already talking about, possible places where things could be held. The draft theater may be held at the Ascend Amphitheater where the picks will actually be made. The fan experience will probably be on the parking lot of Nissan Stadium and maybe inside of Nissan Stadium. Also, they're talking about the Schermerhorn Symphony Theater. That could be where the team's war rooms are, or maybe where the picks are being tabulated and then they come into the theater. And also they may look to use the Music City Center as well, but none of that has been finalized yet, but that is definitely something that the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corp and the Nashville Sports Council will be working on along with the Tennessee Titans to finalize where places are. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bunch of concerts on Lower Broadway. It's just going to be a big time in Nashville. So if you are not living in Nashville and you're a big Titans fan, save up now. Save up now. Book your hotels now and get down here for the biggest party. I'm going to try to be stationed somewhere where maybe a lot of you could actually join me and watch the show and actually be there, maybe to give me some questions or anything like that. So look for a big time Titans in Truth party. It's going to be electric. But one other thing I wanted to definitely get into, this week began Titans OTAs. Were started back on Tuesday. They had practices, I believe they had practices Monday and Tuesday. And a lot of things have been going on with that. Marcus stepped to the podium talking about, this is the first time they've actually been able to do OTAs fully healthy. He's trying to build chemistry with his receivers and everything with that. And right now, what I'm about to do is I'm going to try to play you a quick clip from Titans Online. This is Marcus Mariota. Just giving a little bit about OTAs. Give me just a moment, letting it come up.
So, how do you like the new offense so far?
I think it's been good. We're getting better every single day, and I just look forward to just continuing that process.
How's it been working with Corey Davis? Both of you healthy this offseason, and you've spent some extra time together. What are you seeing from him that's maybe different from last year?
Yeah, it's obviously been a great opportunity to be healthy and to work with him. I think as we progress, we'll continue to find chemistry, and we'll continue to talk and communicate and just get better.
Go for Tajay, I guess, too. Good to have him back on the field and you build chemistry with him.
Yeah, 100%. It's good to see Tajay back out here. I know he worked hard to get back. It's a process when you're banged up, and as we continue forward, again, it's building that chemistry. This is why you're out here at this point in time. Just trying to get better.
Okay, and that was Titans quarterback Marcus Mariota. That was yesterday when he spoke to the press about chemistry, being fully healthy, and Corey Davis being fully healthy, and things like that with Tajay Sharp coming out here, and he's basically saying learning the playbook, and also he mentioned later in the interview about some things he's working on with his mechanics. He's working on widen his base so that he can make better throws and make more accurate throws. And so, he even mentioned, old habits are hard to break, and he's working on breaking that particular habit so that he can be a better quarterback and be able to get a pass out quicker. And then that way, if he doesn't have such a narrow base, when he's about to throw, you have to take that extra step. And if you take that extra step, the pass could be off, or that gives an extra second for the defensive player to get to him for a sack. So he's definitely working on his mechanics, trying to be better, and definitely building chemistry with his wide receivers as well. Now, another clip I'm going to try to play for you, and I'm trying to bring this up on Titans Online. Want y'all to hear from head coach Mike Vrabel a little bit as far as the team coming together. Now, I know Mike Vrabel is not really huge on talking to the press, but here's a little bit of Mike Vrabel talking to the press today as well.
First 2 days of OTAs.
Good. I mean, we're trying to take the individual skills that we learn, in phase 2, and trying to come together as a team, in an 11-on-11 setting. So sometimes that looks like it translates, and sometimes it doesn't. So I think that's the one thing we're trying to work on is trying to take that development from phase 2 and transition into phase 3.
You talk about guys being able to play fast. How comfortable are you with the speed at this early stage of the offense?
I mean, I think it's okay. I mean, I think that, you can tell there's times where, hey, they really know that play and they're really comfortable with it. And then there's some times where you give it a look and you may say they don't know it as good and they're not playing as fast. So I think that's easy to see, and I want them to be able to see it and understand that it's kind of easy to see as a coach or a player or even a fan on the sideline, just to kind of say, that didn't look as fast or as crisp as the previous play.
Along those lines, some guys have said that the offense is vastly different from what they've run the last couple of years. And as you're trying to install new things, how important is it for the coaches to be patient as well as demanding, though, in terms of...
Well, I think every year is different, and whether that's going to a new team or a new offense or trying to add new plays, there's always going to be things that are different. So I think we can kind of move past that things are going to be different. But I think that the patience is key to a point. And I think that at some point in time, you kind of got to, whether it's with a player or whether it's a scheme, like, okay, nobody's really getting it. So we either continue to say, keep running it and nobody's getting it, or we throw it out. And so if it's just the same guy making the same mistake, or maybe the same guy not getting it, then we got to find a different way to coach that guy. But if it's 8 or 9 guys that maybe aren't getting that scheme, then we probably ought to look at getting rid of it.
All right, that was Titans head coach Mike Vrabel talking about, teaching, and also talking about his first couple of days with the OTAs of what he thought was going on. And I know Mike Vrabel definitely probably is not the biggest talker in the world as far as talking to the press. But one thing I've been hearing a lot of players say as far as Mike Vrabel and some of the other coaches is intense. It is some intensity to these practices. And that is something I have never heard anybody say. I've not heard ever being, talked about as far as players saying how practices are. They're saying it's intense. And so with, of course, guys like Kerry Coons and a guy like Mike Vrabel, even Dean Pease, I'm pretty sure some intensity is definitely going to be a part of it. And that it seems like these coaches, they love to teach. They love to teach, and they love to make sure that the players are in the best position to make plays. and, even learn from mistakes. He said, Mike Vrabel said, I believe this was even maybe about a week ago, he said, everything is teachable. Even learning from mistakes is something you could be taught. And so a lot of things, that we see on the field, we always say it, are correctable mistakes. But the one things you cannot teach is heart. You cannot teach intensity. They got to have it. You got to either have it or you don't. And I think with this coaching staff, they have it. And I think these players are going to have it too. So that was Mike Vrabel talking about a little bit about OTAs. And if you didn't, if it didn't come through clearly or you want to hear the whole thing, go to TITANSonline.com. And you could definitely hear Mike Vrabel, Marcus Mariota spoke. There was something with Delaney Walker. He had a quick clip. Derrick Henry had a quick clip. And Derek Morgan as well. And one other thing I want to definitely mention, I was listening a little bit to A to Z Sports this morning. My guys, Austin Stanley, Zach Bingham. Definitely check them out, by the way. That's a great show that they do in the morning on Facebook Live every morning at 8 o'clock. One thing they were saying is that, especially yesterday, the defense looked fast. The defense looked fast, were just flying to plays, and Austin even said he felt like the defense won the day, even though the offense, had some success. But the defense overall has done very well. And they even said there was a couple of good plays by Marcus. He got a pass across the middle to Corey Davis. Corey turned it upfield and turned it into some extra yards. Same thing with Taywan Taylor. So I think this offense is going to be a lot more explosive, I think. But I think they're still going to make sure that they run the football. I can see Derrick Henry being used a way that they have used Todd Gurley, even though Todd Gurley is a lot faster. But then you could bring in the shiftiness of Dion Lewis to take some pressure off, especially in the passing game. And there could be some situations where both of them are lined up together in the offense as well. So I definitely look forward to seeing more of what's going on with that. But I definitely liked what I heard as far as the defense looking fast and definitely flying to the football. One other thing to note, all players were not there at OTAs. I know I heard Brian Orakpo was not there. He might be back in Texas, maybe doing a little bit with his business. That he's doing the cupcake business right now. Maybe a little bit, because these are voluntary OTAs. But one of the players that was not there, and I was shocked that he wasn't there, is Kevin Dodd. Kevin Dodd was not at OTAs. I think there's another OTA practice tomorrow, but Kevin Dodd's not there. And now Mike Vrabel has made it clear that, it is voluntary. If players, don't come, they understand that. They don't even have to call and say why they're not at practice or anything like that. If it was me, I at least give some type of courtesy and say, hey, I'm not going to be at practice because maybe of personal reasons, or if I'm sick, or maybe family issues or something like that. Or like in Derrick Henry's case last year, he was at the University of Alabama trying to finish up his degree so he could graduate or finish up his classes, which that's understandable. But if you're just not there just to not be there, something's wrong with that. And Kevin Dodd in particular, if I'm Kevin Dodd, I am at every possible practice I could possibly be at. Because, your job is on the line this year. Kevin Dodd probably is the one player that has the most to lose out of anybody else on this roster, because this is a make or break year for Kevin Dodd. And the fact that he is not at practice, Austin said it best on his show. He said he has put a giant target on his back. And I could not agree more with that. Kevin Dodd, you're fighting to make the team, and you're not there. One of these undrafted rookies could end up taking your spot. And so, you got, Orakpo, again, I understand him not being there. He's earned it. He's a veteran. You got him and Derek Morgan. Harold Landry is right there. You know, Aaron Wallace, Josh Caraway are coming up behind you. And then we got some undrafted free agents that are coming up behind you, like a Sharif Finch, like a Nick DeLucia, and I know I probably got his name wrong. Some guys like that who could earn their roster spot and take his. So Kevin Dodd not being there, a definite red flag in my book. I think that's a big problem. And I guess Kevin Dodd is not taking it seriously enough. He doesn't realize his job is on the line. And he could be a guy that's cut by the end of training camp if he don't show up and do something to make this team. So very, very, very bad mistake by Kevin Dodd. But before I get out of here tonight, I want to mention a couple of things. First off, I want to thank my sponsors of Titans and Truth. First off, Rose Jewels Boutique. If you're looking for some new jewelry or some unique jewelry, hit up Miss Allison Conley, either on Facebook or Instagram or rosejewelsboutique.com. Definitely hit her up and tell her that Chris of Titans and Truth sent you. Tell her that, and you know, she'll be glad to hear from you. She'll be glad to take your order and everything and make something really special for you. Whether it's for ladies, whether it's for you out there, or gentlemen, if it's for you, can make something really nice for you. Also, y'all notice I am wearing a Titans and Truth sweatshirt. Y'all want to wear a shirt? Y'all want to wear a sweatshirt just like mine? Check out Craft Gasmet Creations and my cousin LaCrystal Cleveland. She's on Facebook. She's on Instagram. I guarantee you she can make it exactly like this with the Titans of Truth, and it has my information on the back. You can definitely join the Titans of Truth revolution. Come on and join me. You can either get a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, or a hoodie made. You can get a gray sweatshirt with Titans of Truth on it. You could get a navy blue hoodie if you want to. You could get a light blue, a baby blue t-shirt made just like this. Hit her up, Craft Gasmet Creations, and I'll put some information on some of the pages. Go support her. Tell her Chris of Titans of Truth sent you. She'll work with you. She'll get something made for you so that you too can wear this Titans of Truth gear. Come on. If you're supporting her, you're supporting me. So, and supporting Titans of Truth. So get out there. I want to see people wearing Titans of Truth shirts. So get with her on that. She can make that for you. And come on and join the Titans of Truth revolution, y'all. Definitely do that. But two things before I do get out of here. I wanted to make mention. Yesterday, I was able to enjoy a great event at Nissan Stadium yesterday. It was a Meet the Rookies event that they have for season ticket holders, and I was invited to come, and I was able to enjoy meeting some of the new rookies on this team, whether they're undrafted free agents or draft picks. I didn't get a chance to talk to Rashawn Evans or Harold Landry, but I did get pictures with them, and I'm going to try to get those pictures posted up on Facebook. Actually, give me a quick second, y'all. And as y'all can see, I'm actually gonna show you this. This is, if you can see it pretty clearly, this is the picture I took with Harold Landry yesterday during the event. And then on the other side, I have a picture with first-round draft pick Rashawn Evans also as well. So they were definitely in attendance. I also I also got to speak with Luke Falk, quarterback from Washington State. I got to speak with Dane Cruikshank, fifth-round pick from Arizona. I got to talk to guys like Sharif Finch, also undrafted free agent running back Akram Watley, Deontay Burnett, wide receiver from USC. Got to speak to some other guys like Rico Gafford, a cornerback from Wyoming, Connor Flagel, defensive end from Central Missouri State, Robert Spillane, a linebacker from Western Michigan, who he actually told me he was roommates with Corey Davis at some time during his time at Western Michigan. I got to speak to Damon Webb, safety from Ohio State, and among others, Nick DeLucia, of course, from North Dakota State, Aaron Stinney, guard from James Madison, and last but not least, for all y'all Vols fans out there, I got to also speak with tight end Ethan Wolf as well. So if y'all want to check it out on my Instagram. It is under at Titans_in_truth. That's the Titans and Truth page. Titans and Truth page on Instagram. It is also on the Titans and Truth fan page, as well as my personal page on Facebook. Go there. You can see all the clips of the interviews that I did with those players, just basically asking, a couple of basic questions and everything. So go on there and enjoy that, those interviews with that. Now, I'll definitely have some more to come there. But last but not least, just wanted to talk about some of the big plans we got coming up. Plan on making the show a little bit bigger. Definitely having some new fresh things coming as far as maybe the look of the show a little bit. I'm working on some stuff like that. Definitely plan on having some big things happening as training camp gets close. I'll probably be doing shows here and there, little clips talking about like mini camp and things coming up. I'm going to be working on rebranding the website. Might be doing some writing as well. So a lot of big things are coming up. I plan on making this thing a whole lot bigger. And also, I want to get your thoughts. Would y'all like to see me do maybe a couple of shows about football 101? My wife brought me this idea, maybe teaching the game to maybe some people, who might be slowly becoming Titans fans who want to learn the game. Or if you're not familiar with football or know somebody that's not familiar with football and they want to learn the game, let me know if y'all think that would be a good idea. Leave comments below here on YouTube or anything like that. And also make sure you share this broadcast. So share this broadcast. If you like this show, like this episode, subscribe to the channel. I want to get my goal by the end of the season. I want to be able to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the season. By the end of the 2018 season, I want 500 subscribers. By training camp, I want to get to 200 by training camp. So if you have subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Come on in. Also, like this channel. You want to make some suggestions to me, please do that as well. I'll be glad, hey, whether it's good or bad. If you like the show, let me know. If you hate the show, let me know. I want to do it better for you. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, watching Titans and Truth. My name is Chris. I'll be seeing y'all again soon. Gonna have some big time guests coming up. Holla at y'all.